Welcome back to the show. I am so excited to introduce you to Dr. Mary Darden, who I've known quite a while. Your
Indeed.
husband, Bob Darden, of course, was just sitting right where you were talking about his wonderful book with Dr. Stephen Newby
Yeah.
on Andre Crouch.
Yep.
And so writing books is sort of just runs in your family, right?
Well, it does. I mean, it's really Bob's fault, though. He started it. I mean, he'd written so many books, and I finally thought, well, if he's going to write 20 or 30 books, I better write one or two. So I jumped in and did.
All right, but you have a particular area of expertise, and it has to do with higher education.
It does.
And you've won all kinds of accolades in the things that you do to help college presidents, help colleges, figure out their way when
Hmm.
they're having issues. And so you have founded HEI, Higher Education Innovation, which I want to
Correct.
talk about. But first of all, to tell everybody that you teach at Baylor.
I
Or
did.
you did.
Well, yeah, off and on. I have 2 degrees from Baylor. My master's and my doctorate are from
Mhm.
Baylor. And I was a research assistant and a teaching assistant there with with each degree. So I did for a while, but it's been a long time. It's been actually
Oh, really?
like 20 years since I taught at Baylor. Bob taught until 2 years ago. He
Right.
retired.
And he recently, I know he retired
Hmm.
not too long ago. But what you do through your work, though, is really kind of drilling down into the needs of colleges,
Correct.
and because they're a business,
Right.
just like
Right.
anything else, and frankly, they're kind of struggling right now.
Yes, they
Is
are.
it because of COVID, or is it something that's kind of manifested itself?
Yeah.
I know you in your brand new book, which is really why we've gathered here today, is to talk about transforming higher education.
Right.
And this new book follows a couple of others
Hmm.
that you've written. Why don't we go ahead and talk about the previous ones because
Okay.
they really sort of set the stage, don't they?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, the first one was Beyond 2020, Envisioning the Future of Universities in America, and that was I wrote that in 2009, and it was mainly to look at, what do the top experts in the U.S. think we need to do with higher ed? So I interviewed people like the president of University of Michigan and various big leaders that were very futuristic, and I asked them to make the leap, which academics don't like to do, and project, what was going to happen beyond 2020.
Ah,
And they did. And so we got some really interesting insights, information, advice on direction. And the next book, this one was 2021, and it was after I'd done research, after I started HEI, I did a lot of research and found that higher ed did indeed need a lot of transforming. And
mm,
so, how do we do that? What are the areas that need transforming? And I actually was challenged by 2 of my mentors. You may know one of them, Jay Box. I don't know if you know Jay. He's
mhm.
former academic VP at MCC. And he ended up being president of the Kentucky Community and Technical College System. So big job.
Yeah,
And
yeah. More
the
than one campus, I
yeah,
take it.
well, yeah, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, he told me he hired 14 presidents in his 5 years
Oh my.
there, so he had at least that many.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but the other one was Stephen Joel Trachtenberg, who was president of George Washington University,
Mm.
and so they both said to me on the same day, you need to, I was asking, where do I need to go from here after being a campus dean and doing all that? They said, you need to leave your job. You need to start a company that is going to research what higher education needs to do to transform for the future because we presidents are too busy. We can't do that.
Right.
And so I did. Terrified, I did it. And the results of that was, what I found out was put into the Entrepreneuring the Future of Higher Education, Radical Transformation in Times of Profound Change. So those were the two. One was kind of fishing trying to figure out
Now,
where.
what could happen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. From people that would know best,
Yeah.
that had been in it for their whole career and were top in their field. And then the second one was, what have we learned? What advice can we give for colleges that are seeking to be better, to transform, to be more relevant? And so that was that book. And then this one is the results of who's done it. It's the people, the bold leaders that kind of embraced that entrepreneurial, innovative model and ran with it and succeeded. So
Yeah, I love how you use the word entrepreneurial dealing with colleges. I think people may not, put those two together,
right,
just the
yeah.
concepts. So, in fact, I'll see if I can find it in my notes. The difference between, let me see if I can find that. I can't find it.
I use the word entrepreneuring. I think I may be the first one to use it because as kind of a verb. So
Yeah, well, no, that's
and
true, and I think everybody gets it, understands what that means. Yeah.
yeah, businesses have always understood that they needed to be. And I often, when I talk to presidents, I say we really need to think a little more Silicon Valley and a little less ivory tower. Because we are the researchers, we are the truth tellers, we are the people that are trained to go out there and find out what works and what doesn't. What's going to cure cancer? What are the solutions to our world's problems, which, hunger, poverty, death, disease, all these pandemics. We're the ones that are the trained scientists, the trained researchers to find those, and we know how to do it right. We know how to go in and minimize, influences that will corrupt data and get good data and share that with people. So, and in order to do that, we've got to be in the world. We have to partner with business and industry because they're the ones that are actually implementing so much of that. If you find a drug that's going to cure cancer, well, you need a pharmaceutical company that's then going to manufacture it.
Yeah.
You need to partner, and they also are ready, willing, and able to help fund the research, that we're doing. And so it's really, really important that we reach outside that ivory tower. We partner more. We find more relevancy. We have to really actively be the solution finders for the world.
Yeah, what you're talking about reminds me of when I had the chance to speak with engineering professor at Baylor, Dr. Brian Garner, who wanted to solve a problem and ended up designing something that was a product, the Miracult, which kind of mimicked the movements of a horse, and then through the work of the brick at Baylor. I mean, Baylor has kind of taken this to heart because now they can move on to producing this product.
Right.
Yeah, it is innovative. Found what I was looking for, and that is talking about what is sustaining innovation and disruptive innovation. That's what I wanted to ask you. What is that?
Okay, before I jump into that answer, I did want to say that we started in the brick. And that may be where you're thinking the Baylor connection, because they actually I pitched our company, and they're usually high tech, but we were kind of on the edge and kind of a new field, and so they accepted us to come in and into the incubator there.
I love that.
So we actually had our birth there. So okay, so sustaining innovation and disruptive innovation. I'll do disruptive first. Disruptive is, a lot of people know the story about Blockbuster and Netflix. So Blockbuster had the video industry. They had all the stores. Some of us old enough to remember, going getting our video.
Oh, we do.
And so they had the industry tied up in multi-million-dollar industry. And then streaming came along, and somebody approached them and said, I think you might want to consider this. And they thought, no, we got this business, we got it. So I'm oversimplifying this big time, but Netflix said, aha, I think we'll try that. And within 10 years, Blockbuster went bankrupt, Netflix went way beyond. So disruptive is somebody comes along with a product that's better, It may be cheaper, it may be, a lot of things better in a lot of ways, and it disrupts the existing market. So sustaining innovation is kind of more of a progression. And it's something that, we all need to continuously be innovative in higher ed anyway, but in business, because change is happening so fast. And that's the big stimulant, is the rapid level of change with the internet. We got the internet, and then now with AI, oh my gosh, we have not even scratched the surface. I'm reading Eric Schmidt's book on AI right now, and I actually got to hear him speak in Nantucket this summer. Brilliant book, and just really exciting and really terrifying. Really terrifying. So we've got to be very, very careful. It's a wonderful tool. It's going to save us so much time and energy and be able to make us move at light speed instead of, a slow walk or run. But it also is something that there are real dangers and real risks with it. So
just, on the higher education level, I mean, students using it to turn in papers. Right. I mean, it's just a basic, right. How is that going to be handled?
Right.
Because they're going to do it.
Exactly. And a lot of people are going back to, this is another thing that dates me,
Blue
the
books.
Blue Books.
I know.
Yeah.
That's just what you did. That's how you took a test.
That's
right.
Mean,
to show what you knew, you wrote it out.
That's right. Handwritten. So
yeah.
We're kind of, we're going to be dancing across that line for a long time. But higher ed's going to have to play a really important role in all of that. And how do we do this and do it right? Mm-hmm. It's going to have to be a partnership with, government, business and industry, higher ed. We've got to work together.
Yeah. I want to talk some more with you about the whole these challenges that are facing colleges, but get a little bit more into some of the different case studies that you did here in transforming higher education. Mm-hmm. But first, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll talk some more with Dr. Mary Darden about transforming higher education. I want to tell you that today's show is brought to you by Fox & Co. Bakery. Check them out. We'll be right back.
With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today. At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today. Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com.
If your home's feeling a bit dated or you're dreaming of that beautiful outdoor oasis, I have got the team for you. Gather & Co., the family-owned remodeling pros right here in Greater Waco since 1998. Led by the Falconberry family, they specialize in stunning kitchen and bathroom makeovers. Think custom walk-in showers, sleek cabinetry, and aging-in-place upgrades for easy living. They also nail outdoor spaces with pergolas, patio covers, sunrooms, and screen rooms that turn your backyard into a year-round retreat. What sets them apart? Personalized designs, top-notch craftsmanship, and a hassle-free process for free in-home consultations to spot-on completion, plus financing options to make it simple. Customers love them, raving about the friendly crew and attention to every detail. Ready to gather in your dream home? Call Gather & Co. today, 254-759-1147 for a no-obligation quote. Visit GatherCoRemodeling.com. Your remodel starts here. And welcome back to the show. I'm here with Dr. Mary Darden, who has written a new book, Transforming Higher Education. And what I loved in reading the digital version, because the hard copy version will be available for people to buy.
Is now. It just came up on Amazon, and of course, my Bloomsbury, my publisher, has had it up. But I saw the hard copy come up yesterday on Amazon, so hardback's ready to go. But they are going to print, I believe, today.
Okay.
So if you order it, you should be able to get it within 4 to 6 weeks, I think.
Okay, so we're looking November delivery.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Very good. Of course, that whole process of writing about, I'm just fascinated with the processes of things. And that's really kind of what you've done. You've kind of dealt with the processes of some specific colleges,
Right.
everything from junior colleges to liberal arts schools. So let's just kind of an overview of what did you glean from what these colleges are dealing with?
Yeah, some of them were institutions we had worked with directly because we do consult and we do train people. And especially when you talk about processes, a lot of times what we're doing is helping to fix a process that doesn't work well and make it work well. But some of these are just people that we knew of that were doing this. And so we didn't want this to be all a book about HEI. We wanted it to be...
Let's pat ourselves on the back.
That's right. That's right.
That's okay. That's good too, though.
We thought a little of that was okay.
Yeah,
but,
I'm good with that.
But we just saw examples of where people were doing this well. And it was, community and technical colleges, universities, from all levels, which really all have much more in common than they think. We usually separate them so much, and innovation and entrepreneuring is something they all need. And so, anyway, we just took their stories, the success stories, hoping our desire was to inspire entrepreneurship and innovation, to give hope to the universities and colleges that are struggling, which more than half of them are really, really struggling. And we get about 1.5 mergers or closings per week now.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
and
really
it's
stunning.
escalating. Yeah, it's escalating. So we have a lot of colleges failing, a lot of them.
And bottom line, why? I mean,
Yeah.
enrollment, I guess, is
It's
first.
money. Money is the. But it's not that simple, of course.
Yeah.
But money is the main reason they fail. They just don't have enough money to pay all the bills because costs are going up, and actually higher education is free in almost half the states in the United States right now, at least to the associate degree level, and many states are now offering a bachelor's degree. And I made the prediction 15 years ago, which really made my colleagues mad, that higher education would be free in the future, that's where we're going. And it's happening. It's not because I said it. It's not my fault. But it's just something that is kind of a no-brainer. High school used to be private. Lots of, all education had a price tag to some extent, long ago. And gradually we realized there's value in having education for all people. And so that's been extended, to the higher ed level. And as we become more and more specialized, in every area, more training, more education is required. So the stories in the book are mainly really bold and innovative leaders, presidents, college presidents that said, I get it, we're going to do this. So they'll pick an area. They may partner with a company like us or somebody else. They may just do something on their own. And one of my favorites is Devin Stevenson. We're actually going to be going to his university. He's at Florida Polytechnic University in Florida, and of course in Florida. And he is one of the most innovative people I've ever known, and we're going to have our president's conference there in a couple weeks. We're real excited about it. But he has done so many things at his institution, mainly in partnering with, local government. And the story in the book is not about Florida Polytech. It's actually the story of the college he was at before. He's one of those few people that have made the leap from community technical college to a university.
Ah.
And so that doesn't happen real often, but he is such a go-getter. I really wish he'd come work with HEI sometime. But
Maybe.
Hope he watches this.
Maybe someday. Maybe someday. And I know you co-wrote the book with Joanna L. Kyle.
Right.
And you're kind of getting her in line maybe to take more of a leadership role.
Exactly.
I mean, it's my understanding.
Yes, she has just been named recently CEO of HEI, and I'm trying to step back a little bit and let her step forward. So she is running the conference this year, and she and I co-wrote it together. So,
Well, I know that when you were doing your dissertation, it was Women Presidents in Four-Year Colleges and Universities, an analysis of reported changeable attributes contributing to their success. That was in the year 2006. And of course, I immediately think of Dr. Linda Livingstone, who we both know and love and admire.
Yes. Absolutely.
So Baylor University, headed by a female president. What comments do you have about, this glass ceiling being broken?
Oh, yeah. Well, I applaud Baylor for doing it. I mean, when I got my doctorate back in 2006, I had the opportunity to speak to the board of regents, and my doctorate's in higher education administration. So they were in the process, they were getting ready to go into a hiring mode. And I got up and asked them, I said, I really, really hope that you will consider a woman to run the institution. And I had interviewed so many incredible women in my dissertation, and I just thought, Baylor really needs someone to pull everyone together, and someone that has real long-term experience and wisdom. And when they chose Linda, I was just ecstatic. I thought, good choice, really good choice. And she's proved herself time and time again, and she's in a hot seat. I mean, there's no question that position has so many challenges, and in a lot of ways you can never win, but she finds, the middle ground. She's a peacemaker, she's positive, and she's absolutely as smart as she can be. And I think Baylor's done a really good job. They probably have the best president they ever had.
Yeah. And of course, MCC has a fabulous female president as well, Dr. Johnette McCowan.
Yes, Johnette and I worked together for many years, and I just love her. She's a wonderful person, and she's been at MCC
30-something years.
Yeah. Really long time. So she has paid her dues.
Yeah, she is. But, and so these two, and of course, let's not forget TSTC and what these three different institutions of higher education have provided to the community.
Absolutely. We are so blessed. I mean, there's no question that having an institution of higher ed is going to elevate the quality of life in your community. Yeah. Just the richness of the cultural events, the music, which at Baylor is profound.
Well, and MCC too.
And MCC,
Man,
yes,
their commercial
absolutely.
music is
it's
top flight.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. I used to have an office in the music building over there.
Oh, did you?
I got to hear all the wonderful musicians, and it was amazing.
Kenny Frazier.
Oh, yeah. They are so gifted. We are really blessed to have three institutions here in this town. It's pretty amazing.
Well, and of course, then I think of the smaller communities, other communities that have just a little liberal arts college.
Yeah.
And so I guess I'm concerned. I mean, I'm worried about them because these statistics that you have uncovered about how they're struggling. So
yes,
what is the answer for them? Because I know they're important in those communities too.
Oh, absolutely, and it's heartbreaking to see colleges that have been around 200 years, which we've had happen, this year close, and the answer is they have to get busy before it's too late, because so many higher ed was always really slow to change, which was a strength for them for a long time, because, when the world was changing, they were kind of, steadfast, but when the change in technology and all these really big, massive, impactful changes started happening, higher ed wasn't keeping up. They weren't doing as good a job as they needed to. they kind of cling to the past because they're trained to do that in some ways. But they're going to have to let go. They're going to have to say, okay, we need to take the meat, spit out the bones. We need to be innovative. We need to get in there, take the risk. And for some of them, it's a huge risk. It's an existential risk,
Yeah.
risk because they're,
Hard for them to.
oh yeah, when you're already
that way,
maybe
yeah.
on the cliff, you know,
Yeah.
and then you say, okay, you want me to take a big risk and risk it all and gamble it all on one thing. And, but those are the ones that are succeeding, are the ones that are doing that. And you can't isolate yourself. You can't live in a bubble anymore. So we have to be able to integrate better and be more relevant in what we teach. There's been a lot of criticism of higher education, and I do want to say and set the record straight, a lot of this is unfounded. You know, a lot of people say, well, higher education is not relevant anymore. You don't need degrees. And, you know, I'll take something as simple as the last census. You know, if you look at income, you know, based on level of degree that you have in higher education, there is a direct and profound correlation between higher levels of higher education and higher levels of income. So, you know, where you get the person that maybe didn't finish high school or didn't go to college would be down in about the $20,000 a year average. And then you get the people with the doctorate and professional degree who are averaging over $90,000, $100,000. And that's at all ages and levels on average. So there's no question that it's a value. Can we do it better? Yes. And that's part of what we're trying to do is say, let's be the best we can be. Let's not just, you know, try to keep on enrolling people and keep on doing the trivium and the quadrivium. Let's try to really be innovative and prepare the entrepreneurs for tomorrow.
Well, that's what's going to be so important.
Yes.
Because you really, you don't go to college necessarily to be trained to do something. Maybe a technical school, yes, you know, the plumbers, and Lord knows we need plumbers, we need electricians,
Sure.
people who know how to do stuff, and that takes training, and that takes, you know, going to college. But they need to know how to think and problem solve. Those are the kind of things that need to be taught because, you know, in a few years, the jobs that will be available for those students coming out haven't been invented yet.
Exactly. You know, most of the jobs that will be happening around 2030 and later, we don't even know what they are. We don't know what they're going to be. And that change, you have to have people that can critically think, are educated enough, are skilled enough in communication and all kinds of things so that they can make the pivot, whatever that may be. They can make the leap. But we also are seeing people having to go back again and again and retool and retrain.
Right.
And so it's really, you know, we talk about preparing for the workforce, preparing for jobs. And I talk a lot about, well, we have to be better at specifically preparing for some of this too, like AI. You know, we have to be able to specifically prepare for that and focus more on that. And people have said, well, do you think we should throw out critical thinking and all that? I said, no, we've got to do it all.
Oh, yeah.
We have to do it all. We have to teach people to think. We don't tell them what to think. We try to help them learn how to think and how to curate information because we have the World Wide Web at our fingertips right now.
Oh, yeah. Just this little thing right here is about
Just look it up.
Everything to be known, you know.
Yeah. So what we need to do is learn how to curate that. How do we... And we're curating knowledge more than it used to be a professor up in front of the room sharing the wisdom of and the library and the books in the library.
Socrates and you know the whole that whole paradigm.
And it's really not as much that anymore as teaching people, here's all this information. How do you know what's good? How do you know what's reliable? How do you know that this was well researched and properly researched? And so basically the academy has to teach people how to do research. They have to learn how to find their own information because that's where we're going in so many ways and developing.
Yeah. Your takeaways in the conclusion of the book, the things that people need to know as they're looking at this problem, more innovative and entrepreneurial. number one. What are some
Absolutely.
of the other things off the top of your head?
Well, the relevance,
Yeah.
tying more to trying to get more connected with what are the current workforce, directions, and what are the emerging ones?
Yeah.
Trying to anticipate what's coming up. And the only way you can do that is to be in touch with business and industry, because they have their finger on the pulse.
Sure.
And so you talk to them, you communicate with them. That relevancy is super important. We're going to have to do a better job of realizing that we are more than just the traditional college that educates traditional age students. Those students are disappearing. The current prospective student market, and people freak out when I tell them this, is 15% of the prospective student market is traditional age.
Really?
85% is non-traditional. And by non-traditional, I'm talking about older students, often married, often in full-time jobs. People are going to come back and retool and retrain over and over again because of the change.
Right.
You can't do one and done anymore. And so I was campus dean for a non-traditional only, pretty much, college in San Antonio. It was a university. And our average age student was 38.
Yeah.
So, and that's going up, and that will continue to go up. So when people go out and recruit, a lot of people say, well, the first thing, when I had my first president's conference, I asked the presidents, okay, take out a piece of paper and write down what your biggest concern is for your institution right now. 100% of them wrote enrollment.
Sure. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
I mentioned
that's the first thing you said.
I mentioned
That's the
that,
first
yeah.
thing at the end
You got to
of
have
the-
bodies.
Absolutely, the tuition, but tuition's going away. So at the end of the 6-week training, that we came back and I asked them the same question,
Yeah.
and 100% of them came in and said organizational change. So they realize that they just can't keep pushing that one goal. I mean, you have to, but you have to do way more than that. So it's all about transforming really the whole institution and making it more innovative and more entrepreneurial.
More flexible, responsive, open to change.
Yep.
Was one of the things. More in tune with what society and the world needs them
Yes.
to be.
Yes.
More affordable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that the young students look at. Do I need $100,000 debt if I don't really know for sure I'm going to get a decent paying job so I can pay off that debt?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
Of course it is. And the thing is, higher ed's so complicated now, it's really hard to navigate.
Yeah.
And most students don't know that they can get their first 2 years of college free, or almost free. I mean, it may not be completely free, but it's almost free. And they can do that, of course, depending on income, but also if they do dual credit, you can, dual credit
so
can get
many
your first 2
students
years.
in Waco schools with an associate's degree
Exactly.
from MCC. Yeah.
Exactly. And so
That's
they can
fabulous.
do that, and then they can, there's ways to get scholarships. I didn't pay for my master's or my doctorate, and let me tell you, the price tag was high on those at Baylor.
You think?
But I was a teaching assistant for my master's and a research assistant for my doctorate,
Right.
and they actually paid me a stipend to work because I did research and I taught.
Yeah.
And so it's a great deal. It's a great way to do it. They need help in teaching things, and you need the degree. And so I'm so grateful to Baylor for my 2 degrees, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, more supportive of students before and throughout the educational journey.
Yes.
And more niched and specialized. And I really think that's kind of what it is, particularly for the older student. My middle son at 39 went back to law school.
Yeah.
He'd always wanted to do law school, and this seemed to be the right time. And
That's
so,
great.
yeah.
That's great. I went back for my doctorate at age 49.
Yeah.
So, and it was interesting. I went into the dean's office one day, and one of the administrative assistants said, "How did you do that? How did you go back to school at your age?" And I said, "Well, I'd gone as far as I could go, and I figured, in 5 years, I can be doing the same kind of stuff, or I can have my doctorate and be going on to the next level. And I was ready to go on. I wasn't a stay in one place person. And she thought about that, and she turned in her notice and went to school down in
Signed up.
Galveston, and she got her technical degree on designing rooms on video and stuff.
Yeah.
And she got a job with Fixer Upper. And she came back and thanked me when I returned to Waco after my San Antonio gig. She said, I want to tell you what I'm doing right now. And I was so happy for her. So
Again,
it's never too late.
A job we wouldn't have thought about, 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It was, yeah. So that's the thing, being light on your feet.
Yep.
You use the word pivot, you know.
Yep.
We have to do that even in higher education. So again, folks can on Amazon, wherever, Transforming Higher Education by Dr. Mary Darden and Joanna L. Kyle. I presume she's a doctor too.
Yes, she is. Anna Baylor. She has her
Oh,
doctorate.
good.
She was in my doc cohort at Baylor.
Okay,
so
good.
we're both Baylor
Good.
Bears. So.
Very, very good. Well, you're doing a remarkable work in trying to, help problem solve, particularly for these institutions of higher learning that we need.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You're a blessing. Thank you.
You are a blessing. Thank you so much.
Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
Natural Cycles identifies your fertile window by analyzing changes in your temperature. Just measure in the morning, add your temperature into the app, then learn which days you can and cannot get pregnant. It's that easy. Learn more at naturalcycles.com.
At Mapiful, we believe in celebrating your journey. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit mapiful.com and start celebrating your story today.
At Tusain's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Visit Tusains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.
Stay with us. Elizabeth Riley has your Act Locally news coming right up.
With San, owning iconic furniture no longer requires paying a premium. With over 15,000 satisfied customers worldwide, we've proven that high-quality furniture doesn't have to come with a high price tag. Explore our collection today at san.com.
I am obsessed with helping business owners increase their traffic and turn it into profit through the power of Pinterest marketing. It's this amazing platform where people are looking for ideas, inspiration. They have a problem and they're actively looking for.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
Asian Leaders Network and Waco Downtown Farmers Market are joining forces for their second annual Diwali Festival on Saturday, October 18th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Experience the vibrancy of Diwali, the Festival of Lights, which is celebrated across India and South Asia right here in Waco, Texas. Creative Waco will be hosting Dia de los Muertos on November 1st at Indian Springs Park from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. This huge celebration pays tribute to our departed loved ones, allowing everyone to reflect on shared memories and the journeys that our lives lead now. Be a part of the parade, attend the festival, and join Creative Waco for Dia de los Muertos this year. Prosper Waco is hosting their Prosperity Dinner on the Avenue on Sunday, October 19th. Drawing inspiration from Waco's 1911 Prosperity Banquet, this event promises to be Waco's social highlight of the year. This year's Prosperity Dinner will not only lay the groundwork for the decade ahead, but will also be celebrating Prosper Waco's 10th anniversary. I'm Elizabeth Riley with your Act Locally Waco news, and I will see you next time.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated. Each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Welcome back to the show. I am so happy to have Erik Swanson here with me today, Executive Director of Historic Waco Foundation. And we've got a great event coming up. We're going to solve a murder.
A historic murder.
Historic murder. And it's not just anybody, it's the Cotton King whose demise we're going to uncover.
Exactly.
How fun. So this is a murder mystery dinner, and in fact, 2 different nights, correct?
Yes. Yeah, October 10th and 11th. And so these kind of murder mysteries is something that we started maybe 3 years ago. And at the time, we didn't really have much of a script. I think we just found something online, honestly. And people loved it. We didn't tell anyone to dress up. Almost everyone came in costume. It was very unexpected, but very welcome. And it was great. And so we realized after that, we're like, hey, there's a lot of Waco's history. We could probably tie in some of that. So the past couple of years, we've been doing a murder mystery about Bonnie and Clyde, because obviously their connection to Waco.
Connection to Waco for sure.
Exactly. And that's something a lot of people don't know about. Waco natives obviously know a lot of that, but the transplants, they just didn't know about that.
Right.
So we're really happy to kind of explore that. And obviously twisting what actually happened, of course, to make it a little bit more.
So make it fun.
Exactly. Yes.
That's the whole idea.
As fun as murder can be.
We're having fun. We're having fun. Well, this is the Cotton King's demise is the theme of this. It's a 1890s era.
Yes.
So that's going to be fun.
Yes.
Just think Downton Abbey when it first kind of started.
Exactly.
The original costumes from season 1. Those are going to be fun.
Yeah.
And so who is the Cotton King that dies?
So the Cotton King that we have is Thomas Harrison. And so he actually helped build the Earl Harrison house in actuality. He unfortunately wasn't able to live in the house for long before passing away. And so our murder mystery takes place roughly a year or 2 before he actually passed away, but we're putting a little spin on it. So we did a bunch of research into actual Waco history. And so that year especially was fascinating because there were lots of other things happening in Waco. At the time, there was legislation potentially being passed that was limiting the hours that bars and saloons could be open. There was a Golden Eagle saloon that we found advertisements for in old Waco newspapers.
Really?
And so it was an actual saloon. We did a little bit more research in Thomas Harrison. He actually had an aide-de-camp, and so we kind of fleshed out his backstory, if you will, a little bit. So a lot of these characters are based on actual Waco people or things that were happening in Waco in actuality at the time.
Well, so you're going to learn a little this or that.
Exactly. Yeah.
this evening. So you have a Friday and a Saturday night offering. So how can folks, number one, get tickets? What are the costs?
Yes. So you can get tickets online on our website. They're $30 a person.
That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I think so.
A show and dinner?
Exactly. So it's not a full dinner. We basically got a sponsorship from HEB, so we're going to do essentially heavy hors d'oeuvres.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
well, I can make a meal off that.
Exactly. Yeah, and HEB, they've been tremendous for us, for the record.
Are.
Yeah,
they're great community supporters.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be at the Earl Harrison House grounds.
Yes, exactly.
Will it be at the Neil Pape house?
The Garden Center. So actually, we're doing a little bit of a spin. So last year, we went to East Terrace, and we broke people into groups, and it was really orderly how we had certain actors, and everyone kind of rotated at the same time.
Right.
So everyone heard exactly the same pitch from each actor. But this time...
And you kind of have to do it that way when you've got rooms, in a house.
For
it's
sure.
Not a stage.
Exactly. And for this one, we wanted to give the guests a little bit more agency. And so we actually designed the script to where guests are initially welcomed in, and so actually all the guests are going to go down to, I guess, the tent, the outside tent that we have.
Which is wonderful.
Yes, yeah.
It's terrific.
It's a great place. And so that's where we're going to have the food, the drinks, and it's going to be a birthday party. It's Thomas Harrison's birthday.
Aww.
He's going to make a little speech. He's going to have some of his friends and confidants. And then, I don't know, I don't want to spoil it, but maybe something's going to happen. And then our guests are going to have to uncover what went down, essentially. And so they'll be able to explore the gardens and then actually go inside the Earl Harrison house and talk to 6 different witnesses.
Okay, and so will there be an opportunity then for the group that night to ascertain who the person is?
Yes, yes,
Or are
exactly.
you going to tell us and we have to guess?
Essentially, we are going to cut the guests loose, and we're going to say, "Hey, this is the situation." They're going to get given a little map that says exactly where everybody is, and say, "Hey, go interview the suspects." And so it's going to be a little bit different, hopefully a little bit more fun. We also, some feedback we got from the last murder mystery is that people were looking at, we have a table with a card game set up, and this has always been set up there in East Terrace.
Right.
And people were saying, oh, it's set up for 3 people, but there were 4 men. So which one of the men didn't do that? And we were saying, oh, no, like,
yeah,
don't think too much
unintentional.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we kind of took that. We're like, we need to do some more environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
So there's going to be one clue for guests to find
So
for
there will
each one of
be
the suspects. Exactly.
in the okay. That is so clever. I
Yeah.
mean, this really is a delightful way to raise money for Historic Waco Foundation. Let's talk a little bit about HWF and how many houses now? I mean, at one time there were 7. So
Yeah.
yeah. So tell us just the status of things. How are things
Yeah.
going?
So right now, Historic Waco, our headquarters is the Hoffman House, right across from In-N-Out Burger, of course. And then we also have the Earl Napier Kennard House, which is next to that. And then we have the McCullough and then the East Terrace houses. So those are the 4 that we own. We also manage the Earl Harrison House and then I call it the Johnson Taylor House because that's the historic name, but most people know it as the Pape Event Center, the Nell Pape House. And so the GH Pape Foundation owns that, but Historic Waco, we manage it, which gives us the opportunity to do fun events like this on the grounds.
Oh, and it's a wonderful facility for meetings or programs. I
Yes.
mean, you name it. So you have an income stream, obviously, from renting the facility. Is that the only one you rent out?
So we technically rent out all of our houses for a variety of things. We have a couple of garden clubs meet at some of our houses as well. But really, the biggest revenue generator is weddings. I think I worked a wedding every single weekend from March till June this
Did
year.
you really?
And I'll be working a whole bunch in the fall as well.
I've been to several weddings there at Earl Harrison and the Garden Center. It's just the grounds are beautiful, and every once in a while you hear a lion roar. You never know.
Exactly, yeah. The animals that are just cheering on the bride and the groom.
Cheering on the bride and the groom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, and that's good. But as any nonprofit, you've got to raise money. You've got to continue. So, what other fundraising events do you have coming up?
So the Crash at Crush obviously was tremendous.
Oh, what a fun thing!
Yeah.
What a fun thing.
So then outside of the murder mystery, the next event we have is actually going to. So we did one last year, and it was
I went to
centered.
it.
Yeah,
It was good.
It was centered around Pat Neff, and so you kind of heard a
Yes.
little bit about his story, and you had actual Neff family recipes
Yeah.
or some recipes from when he was a governor. Kind of explored his life through the medium of food, which is always excellent.
Yeah.
So for this murder mystery, I wanted it to be about Mexican food. I love Mexican food. My wife and I, whenever we're talking about where we want to get dinner, I'm always just like, let's get Mexican.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, easy peasy. But so we thought about just doing a bunch of different Waco restaurants. And then I was talking to Lindsay Castillo, and then it kind of like hit us. They were like, hey, the Castillo family has been in Waco for a very long time. They got their start selling hot peanuts on the streets of Waco and ended up making 4 successful restaurants. So we said, hey, let's just focus on the Castillo family.
Awesome.
So that's what it's going to be.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's going to be great. So, how can folks, just kind of go to one spot and learn more about what's happening there with Historic Waco Foundation?
So we have our social media, our Facebook page, our Instagram, and then our website. And then if you're a Historic Waco member, you also get a newsletter that I email once a month.
So how can one become a member of Historic Waco Foundation?
For that, you either call the office or any one of the events. You can also get a membership. Usually we kind of throw in a nice half-off discount or something like that. But also just the Historic Waco website, best place for all that.
Well, and you have such a great group of supporters and folks that help. Do you still do Attic Treasures?
We do, actually. So
Okay.
we did it my very first year in 2022. And then 23 and 24, we just couldn't find a building to host the
Right.
event. But so
Yeah.
this year, we actually partnered with Shepherd's Heart, who were incredible. And so they gave us their space for free, essentially. And so we had it, and we raised more than we thought we would have. So it was a really excellent kind of return to form for us. So yes, that's something we plan on doing again.
And that's what time of year?
It's typically in early May.
I was going to say, it seems like it's always been in May. So
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, we did a little later this year, but hopefully next year we kind of get back on.
But I think for the season with this wonderful murder mystery. It's an 1890s themed Cotton King's Demise on October 10th and 11th at the Pape Gardens Event Center. It's great. Thank you, Erik. I mean, you're doing all the good, and appreciate all that you do for the preservation of this really important and treasured part of Waco's history.
Thank you. It's a fascinating subject. It's something I take very seriously. My staff, the volunteers, I couldn't do it without them.
Oh, no. Yeah. And this event, though, this is what's going to be fun. 6 to 9. The time frame. So again, tickets are $30. historicwaco.org. Folks can go to sign up.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it as always.
Thank you, Erik. Thank you. Stay with us. There's more of the show ahead.
A journey into new thoughts, new cultures, new adventures. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Babbel now. Go to babbel.com or download the app.
It's the Restore Clarity Focus Patch, my little secret weapon for staying sharp, focused, and on task. Each box comes with simple instructions inside, so you always know exactly how to apply it. Each patch lasts for 3 days. I love that I can wear it all day.
Tasmanian spring water range from Sand and Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself, packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid, fermented sea kelp to reduce redness, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
Experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
BosleyMD.com.
Golf Partner, the world's largest golf store network, offers more purchasing opportunities than anywhere else. With a dominant market share and a wider selection of quality secondhand golf clubs than our competitors, we make it easy for you to enjoy the game with affordable, top-quality equipment. Golf Partner.
VivoSun's mission is to empower growers with stylish and effective products, making indoor growing accessible and enjoyable for everyone. Visit vivosun.com today and get started making growing plants and vegetables easy and automatic.
Me and Jesus are getting tighter each day. I've been drinking tequila in the evenings, listening to what he's got to say. We all know the Lord sure does work in mysterious ways. I've been a little bewildered, but now it's getting clearer every day. Water to wine or tequila for me, fruit of the vine or the blue agave. One more verse, one more round, another late night. Me and Jesus gonna get it right. Me and Jesus been staying up late. I was angry with his father for all my suffering and pain, but now I give him credit, Lord, thanks he deserves. Narrow trails getting wider, well, he's straightening out all of the curves. Water to wine or tequila for me, and fruit of the vine or the blue agave. One more verse, one more round, another late night. Me and Jesus gonna get it right. Well, finding the truth right in front of my face. It's love, it's a gift, it's a paradigm shift, it's amazing grace. Me and Jesus, we're taking our time, carving out a better man with the clay and the salt and the lime. But if you want to judge me, well, go on ahead. But I'm a work in progress, and I ain't done yet. Water to wine or tequila for me, and fruit of the vine or the blue agave. One more verse, one more round, another late night. Me and Jesus gonna get it right. Me and Jesus gonna get it right. Oh.
Thanks for being with us today. Join me again tomorrow for another edition of the Ann Harder Show. You have a great day. Bye-bye.